Have you ever had your Lyft driver ask you to help with their side hustle? I was already running late for my flight when Dimitri picked me up in his Honda Civic. He seemed normal at first, made small talk about traffic, asked about my trip. Then, about 5 minutes in, he glanced at me in the rearview mirror and said, "You look trustworthy." I have proposition. I assumed he was going to pitch cryptocurrency or essential oils. Every other Lyft driver does these days. But instead, he pulled into a Walmart parking lot and turned around. "I need someone to hold balloons." Not what I expected. "I'm sorry, what?" He popped the trunk and showed me dozens of uninflated balloons and a helium tank. My friend's jewelry store, he pays me to stand outside with balloons, attract customers. But today, my partner is sick. "You hold balloons for 1 hour, I give you $100 cash plus free ride to airport." I checked my phone. My flight wasn't for 3 hours. Against my better judgment, I agreed. What followed was the strangest hour of my life. Dimitri drove us to a jewelry store in a strip mall, set up the helium tank, and started inflating balloons at breakneck speed. He handed me bunch after bunch until I was holding at least 40 balloons. "Now, you stand here and wave. Look happy. Look like you love jewelry." He positioned me right by the entrance. So there I was, a grown man in business casual, holding enough balloons to lift a small child, waving at confused shoppers. Dimitri stood next to me with his own balloons, coaching me on technique. "More enthusiasm. Pretend balloons are your children. You are proud balloon father." A woman walked by with her daughter. The little girl asked if we were clowns. Before I could answer, Dimitri said, "Yes, jewelry clowns. Best kind." He then proceeded to make a balloon dog for her while aggressively pitching the store's sale on engagement rings to her bewildered mother. The jewelry store owner came out after 30 minutes, saw me, and started arguing with Dimitri in what I think was Armenian. Dimitri argued back, gesturing wildly, somehow never letting go of his balloons. Finally, the owner threw up his hands and went back inside. "He says you don't look professional," Dimitri explained. "I told him you're regional balloon champion. He can't prove otherwise." A security guard approached us, saying we couldn't block the entrance. Dimitri smoothly handed him a balloon and complimented his uniform until he walked away, confused but oddly pleased. Then things got weird. Well, weirder. A man in a suit approached and whispered something to Dimitri, who nodded and handed him a blue balloon specifically. The man tied it to his wrist and walked into the jewelry store. This happened 3 more times with different people, always blue balloons. I was starting to suspect I was helping with something more than advertising when Dimitri checked his watch and said, "Okay, we're done. You did good job." He paid me the $100, packed up his tank, and drove me to the airport. On the way, I asked about the blue balloons. He grinned. "Owner's ex-wife. She comes Thursdays to check on store. Blue balloon means legitimate customer, not her spy. Owner pays extra for this information service." He dropped me off with time to spare. As I was getting out, he handed me his card. "You ever need balloon work? You call Dimitri. You have natural talent for looking confused but trustworthy." I made my flight and told the whole story to my seatmate, who didn't believe a word. When I got home, I looked up the jewelry store online. They'd been robbed 2 days after my balloon shift. But here's the twist. Only the fake jewelry was stolen. Turns out, the owner had been displaying replicas ever since his divorce proceedings started, keeping the real stuff in a safe. The blue balloon customers? They were helping him document what was fake for insurance purposes before the ex-wife's lawyers could investigate his assets. I never called Dimitri again, but sometimes I wonder what other business ventures he's running out of that Honda Civic. Last month, my coworker showed me her engagement ring, said she got a great deal at this random jewelry store. She mentioned the weird balloon guys outside were so entertaining that her boyfriend felt confident enough to propose right there in the parking lot. I just smiled and didn't mention I was one of those balloon guys.